scale round the clock analysis of sensor network data. I think it is here. Otherwise, okay.
A very good morning to everyone. I'm here to present our very recent work on computational scalability with Apache Flume and Mahout on large scale round the clock analysis of sensor network data. Wireless sensor networks or other Wi-Fi networks that are traditionally known to be limited in bandwidth as well as limited in energy, right? So we have limited amount of battery power which is held with our routine sensor nodes. But in this case, we are considering next generation of networks which are coming up as wired sensor networks, where data is more important rather than scarcity of bandwidth and power. And accordingly, in this work, if we are going to have a sensor network which will generate large data, then this data has to be transmitted, and secondly, routinely sensor nodes come alive, capture data, transmit it, and once again they go sleep. But in this new case, when we talk about large data sets, round the clock observation of some ambience, we require to capture this data on real-time basis as well as we have to analyze it, right? So therefore, this was the aspect of this particular work to assess whether would we be able to handle that large data, and if yes, then what would be the platforms and how are we going to actually implement this. So accordingly, the assumptions are, number one, we have sensor nodes which are wired on LAN or WAN. So they may have global IPs, they may have local IPs. Then they generate large data, and not only that they generate large data, they generate continuously 24/7. And accordingly, with that assumption, we came up with one situation scenario, which is advanced pollution monitoring system sensor node. So initially we assumed one particular gas sensor array which has 16 elements, thick film tin oxide sensors, and we are capturing its static and dynamic response. We are taking 2 static responses features and 6 dynamic features. Among 6, while rising time we are capturing 3 values, and while the falling time we are also capturing 3. And therefore, in 1 hour, if we continuously generate this data repeatedly, then it will generate a 9 MB data. Basically, in your case or any other implementation, this 9 MB is just a reference value of the magnitude of the data which can be generated, right? And this particular data has been taken from a University of California, Irvine, a machine learning repository where this actual data was uploaded in 2013, so that realistic data can be identified. So once we have specific data, first of all we analyze this data. So you see we have 16 sensor elements, and from each sensor element we are capturing 8 features, and therefore in all we have 128 columns of features for each sample. So we first obtained principal component analysis and took 3 first principal components and plotted it, and now as you can see that all the data belonging to 6 different gases to which that original data belongs has 6 distinct clusters for ethylene, ammonia, ethanol, toluene, acetaldehyde and acetone. In other general purpose deployment cases, it may be carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, even a variety of nitrous, NOx gases, etc. if you are monitoring general ambience. So now it is the case that now one particular sensor node is generating 9 MB of data every hour. Consider 100 cities, and in every city we have 10 strategic locations where such sensor node has been placed. So just assume that individual node was sending 9 MB, we have 10 nodes in each city, we have covering 100 such cities. So therefore this network is now globally expanded. So like a sensor network, a traditional sensor network which is limited in size and shape, now here our coverage is the global coverage. And then if we simply consider 1000 sensor nodes sending this data, now consider not only every hour this data is being transmitted, rather maybe for next 10 years you are capturing this data every hour round the year. So this will generate 788 terabytes of data. So the question is whether if this large data is coming, where are you going to hold it? Naturally it will be a distributed data. In the distributed data, how are you going to analyze? So once again, so this becomes a typical use case for big data applications. So the way out is the use of big data enabled. So number one, what kind of sensor node are we going to use? So we have experimented on Raspberry Pi and Arduino Uno. Then sensor network is Apache Flume. Big data framework Apache Hadoop. Then big data enabled storage is Hadoop distributed file system. Then go ahead, big data enabled processing. For this we require MapReduce. And then big data enabled analysis, we utilize Apache Mahout machine learning library, right? Basically in this experiment we are just demonstrating that we have 9 MB of data, authentic data which has 6 distinct gases. Then rather than analyzing it simply on a standalone system, we are utilizing Hadoop platform, right from transmitting data from a sensor node to the master node at some global IP at a remote data center, right? So we may be transmitting our data to a remote location. So Arduino Uno is a single core microcontroller which has a power consumption of hardly 1 watt, so it is much less, has a serial transmitter. So when you start configuring one single sensor node, just have analog or a digital sensor and interface it with Arduino Uno, and your data will start coming. Now number one, when this data has started coming, where would you capture? So it is the Raspberry Pi which is a Linux box which will have a local or global IP because it has a 100 Mbps LAN port, as well as it could be connected to the network through Wi-Fi, right? So accordingly now this data is being captured in Raspberry Pi. So interestingly what we are going to do is, if this sensor node is capturing data, now we have to transmit using Hadoop platform. So this is the schematic diagram of our considered scenario for the advanced pollution monitoring system, where we have 3 sensors, Arduino Uno, Raspberry Pi, and then the channel is formed using Apache Flume library, right? And then at a Hadoop master node at our data center, we have Hadoop distributed file system where this data is being captured. So second part is sensor network. How are we going to create Apache sensor network? So that will be based on Apache Flume. Flume has an open document, so you can refer this documentation library and project Hadoop. It is highly reliable, efficient, flexible, fault tolerant and robust. So unlike that whether a data survives, a node survives or it fails, if it at all fails, it will retain its channel information, and until it receives, so it has all the advantages of TCP/IP protocols, as well as it has robust fail-safe mechanisms already inbuilt in this uh, Flume. So accordingly we have a source, channel, so source becomes our sensor node, then channel becomes which actually transmits, and sink is the one, actually channel is the buffer where this data is stored before transmission, and sink is the process when it is writing this data on the HDFS. So either it will write, and until it receives acknowledgement, the information will be retained as a replica in the channel itself. So therefore if your node at all fails and comes alive after some time, once again this transmission will resume. So this is the general description where multiple such agents are there, multiple such nodes are there, and all of them are transmitting their data. So these are the basic rules for configuring Flume. So individual channels, so all components must have a specific description. Then comes the next three parts are Apache Hadoop for big data framework, then HDFS and MapReduce. So this is Apache Hadoop framework, which is also highly fault tolerant. It has high throughput, it has multiple distributed storage. So now when we have considered a sensor node, the channel, Flume, and now we have written our data on the Apache Hadoop HDFS repository at our central data center. So here what will happen is, we are transmitting data to name node. Name node will distribute and break it into multiple smaller parts, and this data will be stored in blocks in different slaves, right? And the scalability of such slaves is up to millions of such nodes, even the type of infrastructure the Microsoft Azure was talking, right? So this is highly scalable and distributed as well, so your data centers could be distributed all along the globe. So this is how, and then job tracker is whatever kind of processing, for example machine learning algorithm you are running, so this will be running through MapReduce framework over various data blocks through task tracker. So task tracker will keep on churning, and individual smaller results are created which are finally reduced back to form the major result. So this is how it is writing. This is how the data is processed in MapReduce format, and finally output data is created. So last part is the big data enabled analysis is Apache Mahout. Apache Mahout is the machine learning library written in MapReduce format, which can now handle all the distributed data across the globe in a single instance or as a single processing framework. So this is how, and just for the sake of analysis, we implemented this on multiple 10 node Hadoop cluster and then applied k-means clustering. And since originally we visualized that this data consisted of 6 different clusters corresponding to 6 different gases, so when we run it on Apache Mahout, so k-means clustering is processed, and then finally this is the data set which got clarified, right? So this is how right now we are just showing a tentative cluster with 3 cluster data sets, right? Because we had compressed it to 3 guesses. So similarly, when we run that on 6 clusters, we will form 6 different clusters like this. So in conclusion, computational scalability can be achieved very conveniently using Apache Hadoop platform for distributed large scale data processing. Thank you.
Question?
Any questions?
Any question?
If there is no question, we thank